What is good, everybody? Hope you're doing well there. Before I get into like what we're going to discuss on this video, I just wanted to let you all know that we put out our first content series update video. It's on the Rippaverse Comics YouTube. I'll have it on the pinned description. I also put it in the description. I believe it's already defaulted in our description of the YouTube, but go check it out. We go through so much. It's basically a big transparency update. Again, it's on the Rippaverse Comics YouTube right here, where I talk about so much. It is 15 minutes long, so a lot of questions are covered about the pre-order campaign and everything. So go check that out. If that's something that you are, of course, into, you can, of course, still get into. Or the pre-order, still a bunch of items you can get. We're closing in on 40,000 total purchasers. We're actually not that far away, only 14 away. Of course, over 3.4 million. You can get cover C. You can still get the hat. You can get so many different items, and we gave you guys an update in that regard. So go ahead and get in where you fit in. But today, I do want to talk about something for you guys that don't want to believe it. You don't seem to understand. This is for you, because this is a perfect example of it. And then I'm talking about those, considering what I just spoke about with, of course, ISOM issue number 1. Is this self-promotion? Of course, I don't pay for advertisement, so I got to promote it myself. And it's less about using this to promote it, or what I'm about to talk to promote it. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm just showing you that there's a reason why this is being supported and welcomed, certainly with open arms. And some of it has to do with the climate that we are in. Of course, this is not my first art project. I built a rapport with my audience, and they have come out and shown support, but there's been a lot of new people. And I think folks don't give those customers enough credits and you can read some of their comments. They talk about this where they only heard about me because of this project, and word of mouth, best promotion there is. And they read up on it. They saw our code of ethics, and they then wanted to get in on the book, and they got in on the pre-order campaign because they like the messaging of the code of ethics, and that we're not going to be preaching, quote, the message, and focusing on a lot of that stuff that turns folks off to what the mainstream is. This is an example of this that we're about to show you out of this She-Hulk stuff, which of course, I'm not watching this show, but this guy put on my timeline, and it's a clip. It's only 28 seconds. Now, we're going to watch it here in a little bit, and imagine watching this. Why on earth would I want to be into this? And for those of you that, again, are confused on how this blew up in the way that it did, how a guy just came in and he made 3.4 million, has over 50,000 books to account for, 40,000 almost total purchasers. How does this happen? How could something like this happen? And why are people so enthusiastic about it? Part of it is what I'm about to show you. So let's I can't even preface it. Let's just watch this real quick and what's being said. I'm gonna back it up a little bit, make sure my audio is good, and let's listen in.
Here's the thing, Bruce. I'm great at controlling my anger. I do it all the time. When I'm catcalled in the street, when incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me, I do it pretty much every day, because if I don't, I will get called emotional or difficult, or I might just literally get murdered. So I'm an expert at controlling my anger because I do it infinitely more than you.
Okay.
Here's the thing, Bruce.
So, and by the way, this is not this. I think this context is probably more important than the video itself. This is, of course, being put out by IMDb. I am willing to bet money that Marvel Studios themselves authorized this, told them probably to put this out there. Okay. This is one of those, you see it, say it louder for the people in the back. Snap, yes, Queen, whoever that probably posted that was working their neck as they were pushing send on this tweet. Now, you guys just watched that. This is just the same verbiage and rhetoric that we hear from modern day activists in this regard. I understand it's She-Hulk. Some people are going to say she's a feminist icon. And I think in feminism, in terms of what y'all advocate, I wouldn't agree with that. But it's so predictable. It's par for the course of what happens right now. And it's what people complain so much about. It is a copy and paste of what activists say almost word for word today and what they believe. Okay, literally murdered is what she said, and now I might be literally murdered because of the men explaining things to me and mansplaining and all that. And never mind the fact that she's getting worked up talking about she's controlling her anger infinitely more. But it's just, why on earth would I go watch a show for entertainment only to basically get a repeat in terms of the verbiage or rhetoric rather of what I could see on BuzzFeed, Huffington Post, is that still around? MSNBC, all of those leftist sort of publications and what all of their talking heads sort of believe in. Why on earth would I want to get in on that? Like, I know they don't believe in escapism, which is why they get so enthusiastic about stuff like this. You're going to have those that are like, well, there's something that has a lot of eyes on it that is validating my politics, my individual personal social views, more so than politics, my individual personal social views. And because it's validating that and people have eyes on it, they don't care who it aggravates. They don't care who it turns off. They don't believe in escapism. It should be instead reflective of them and presenting people that believe what they believe from a social views. And even if they conjured up this sort of world in their head, they need that to be true. And so in turn, that form of media needs to perpetuate it. I'm not looking, and there's plenty of people like me, I am not looking for this to be, and this isn't even like, for any modern media, this is a copy and paste of, again, what you could get anywhere else, right? What you can get anywhere else in terms of the social views. You can go turn on any mainstream leftist publication or talking head. They'll say say that same thing. It's the same thing. It's no different. But a lot of people get into this stuff for escapism. The last thing that they want is more so exactly that. And because so much material these days embodies this, people have grown so frustrated. It's not balanced. It's not subtle in any means. It'd be a lot better if it were subtle at least. That's not subtle. That's just her. It's on the nose as it gets. And that's why so many people are intrigued by my work. So many people are intrigued by other stuff, because I've at least said, I'm not interested in doing that. Okay. That's not really my thing. I don't want to sit up here and beat you over the head with that sort of stuff. I want you to be able to enjoy this and get away for a little bit. Get lost in this universe. Have a great time. Get your spirits up. Follow a great story, yada, yada. But imagine like coming across this promotional item. IMDb posted it themselves. It's a promotional item. Okay. And they're like, yes. I'm like, well, I'm out. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I am not interested in this at all. Granted, y'all know where I'm at, but I'm talking about those that would at least still give Marvel and the likes a chance. They're going to see this and they're going to be turned off by it. And you confuse folks are like, well, why don't people like this? Or how on earth had a guy we talked about this in my stream, so confused that this graphic novel, which they classified as, though it's a comic, is doing better numbers than what a lot of comic pros are doing right now, especially comic pros that detach themselves from Marvel and DC. And they're so confused by that. Like, oh, well, it looks suspect. It must be some faking going on. It's like, no, it's just that, well, I'm feeling a demand here, or I'm supplying it. That's it. This is what the mainstream has to offer right now, what we just looked at. That's what I am competing against, okay? Y'all thought I was playing when I said these guys can be competed with. They're doing the promotion for me. They're doing it for me. So thank you, I guess, Marvel Cinematic Universe. But this was a little more educational because I want you guys to understand where it is that not necessarily just myself is coming from, but so many others. Yo, I appreciate you as always. And if you're into comics or want to get into them, go visit Rippaverse.com, where you can check out my own comic book company, Rippaverse Publishing. Our first book, ISOM #1, is currently up for pre-order right now. You can also check out the company trailer and the ISOM campaign trailer so that you can make an informed purchase. We've cleared over $3.3 million in sales, and many of our supporters are viewers just like yourselves. And because of that, I have to thank you all personally. I do appreciate you. I can't wait for you to learn more about ISOM himself and already fan favorite Yaira. We ship internationally, so no matter what side of the globe you're on, we love to have you as a customer. Much love and big thanks.